So the question that I get most often is, how large can I print my image? Well, the easiest way to figure this out is to choose the Image menu and then select Image Size. I'll turn off the resample option, and then I'll change the values for my width and height to the size that I want to print my image and see if I have enough resolution. Let's say that I just want to print this 9 by 6. Well, we can see that the resolution is 600 pixels per inch, so certainly I have more than enough information, and in fact I could turn on resample and bring this down to 300 pixels per inch and resize the image and then print it. But what if I want to print it larger? What if I wanted to print it 24 by 16 inches? Well, let's turn off resample and let's change the width to 24 inches. And now we can see that the resolution is down to 225 pixels per inch. Well, let's see what percentage of information Photoshop is going to have to make up. I will toggle on resample and then increase the resolution here to 300. And then I'll change the dimensions here to percent. So we can see that Photoshop would have to sample up 133%, which, although it's not optimal, it's still going to give me a decent quality print. Of course, it also matters how far away the viewer is going to be. Up close, it might not look as good because Photoshop has had to make up this information, and therefore you might see a slight loss in quality. But if the viewer is standing back because the print is larger, then you might be able to get away with it. And what if you wanted to print this to a poster size? So let's say, for example, you wanted to increase the size or the width to 36 inches by 24 at 300 pixels per inch. Well, now we can see that we're actually having to increase this to 200%. So for every single original image, we have to make up another image. Now, right now, we're just previewing the blue background. So let's position our cursor over on top of this succulent and click so that we can see an accurate preview of what this would look like when it's resampled. I can also use the hand tool here in order to pan around the image and look at different areas. And in fact, we can see that it is getting a little bit soft at this 200%. However, at this point, I'm not sure that I have many other options but to resample the image because I've already taken the photograph and I'm working with all of the information that I have, so the only thing I can do is resample. And that's why it's always a good idea to know what the final destination will be for your image so that you can try to capture as much information as needed. But of course we know that's not always possible, and that's why we have Photoshop and the image size dialog box to resample up our images.